Hello and welcome to another beauty box unboxing. Today it is my OK Beauty box for July to August 2025. So this is a subscription. It costs £15 per month. You can cancel or pause this one, and there's always an offer on their website for first time subscribers where you can get your first box for £8.99 plus a free gift. With this one, they start to distribute it on the 15th of the month. So if you want to order this particular box, you'll need to get your order in before the middle of August. And in the box, you always get a couple of vouchers for OK Magazine. These are worth £9.20 now. The price has gone up, actually. I'm not sure when it went up. I've been saying £8.40 for quite a while, but it's obviously gone up since I last checked. Something made me check this month. I've no idea why. That's actually included in the overall value that they do give to the box. There's also a leaflet describing with information on all of the products, including how to use them. And this month's box is called the Days Out Edit, and it's worth over £90. It is a box, I think, generally speaking, that you can get why it's called Days Out as well. So the first product in here is, I'm not quite sure whether this one would be. Not for me. Some people would take this on a day out, I'm sure. KAB Cosmetics Translucent Setting Powder. This is full size, worth £23. Laura Mully, Beauty and Wellness Editor for OK, says applying a light layer of loose powder as the final step in your makeup routine will not only eliminate unwanted shine, but also set your makeup and help it to last longer. I like to apply it that's her, not me. I like to apply just a small dusting of this under my eyes, between my brows and around my nose and mouth. It also calms irritation and reduces redness with ingredients like aloe vera and chamomile extract, and it locks in makeup for long-lasting 12 plus hours wear without adding texture or weight. And they say that there's a description on how to use it with a powder puff or obviously a brush if you want to use it. I'm not really a particular user of setting powders. I tend to use setting sprays, but I have given this one a little go on my chin, as she suggests. This is where the most oiliest, I guess, part of my face is, and this is the only place that I would probably want to use a setting powder, and it did an okay job. I've only put it on not long ago because my makeup is from this morning. It's not looking the best, and I thought, well, I'll have a little go at this before I did the video, and yeah, it's okay. I think there's a bit of a smell to this. I don't know whether it's my imagination. It smells kind of custardy. I think that must be my imagination, but it did a nice enough job. So it's got the little holes there, and I just tapped it into the lid like this. Probably go everywhere now, and then you can use your brush to pick it up from there. Talking of which, the next product in here is Brushworks number 6 double-ended powder and buff brush. It's full size, worth £8.99. Laura says this double-ended synthetic bristled brush can be used for applying so many different makeup products, including both creams and powders. From foundation to blush, this could be the only makeup brush you'll ever need. And you can apply your cream and liquid products to the skin with the dense buffing brush. Let me get it out to show you. It's in a little box. I forgot that. I have had a look at this one and used it for the powder, the setting powder. So this is the little dense buffing brush. So you apply that using circular buffing motions. And with this fluffy one, you can blend and set your face using light sweeping motions. I used this one to put the powder on my chin like that. I just went into there, a little bit of a tap, and then does a nice job. It feels lovely. It's a beautiful brush, actually. I do like that, and I particularly like this. This is the sort of thing that I will use for foundation or concealer around my nose, actually, to pop, I do it like that, little patting motions. So happy with this brush. It does look quite familiar to me. When I had a look at it, I thought, gosh, that does look familiar. I don't know whether I've already got it. I did a little search on the documents that I keep, because I keep all the documents that I use for videos, and couldn't see it on there. But looking at it, I'm thinking it really does look familiar. Anyway, I'm keeping it because it's nice. Okay, the next product in here is Bloom and Blossom Hands Up Age Defying Hand Cream, 25 mils. It's a travel size, so good handbag size for the days out theme. Now we're getting to the days out theme, and it's worth £12. Laura says this is pretty much the perfect summer hand cream formula. Nourishing yet quickly absorbed and non-greasy, leaving your hands free for writing, typing or swiping straight away. It smells lovely too, a light summery fragrance of bergamot, ylang ylang and cedarwood. Its fast-absorbing formula containing niacinamide helps improve signs of skin damage, and it brightens skin, reduces inflammation and evens skin tone, and it hydrates, nourishes and locks in moisture. So I have had this before. I think I've had it in the big size. And I tend, although it is a great handbag size for going out and about, I would use this at night time, because for me it's got that nighttime kind of smell to it. I'll show you what it looks like on my hand. It does absorb really quickly. Yeah, the smell, it's not my favourite smell, but it's kind of nightimey and relaxing and calming. So it is one, when I had it before, I did use it as my nighttime hand cream, which I do every night. Always use a hand cream on my hands without fail. That's one of my it's as important to me as using a night cream. And I think it has helped my hands get a little bit younger looking. Not completely, but a little bit. They're still quite old looking, but you know, I am 57. You got to forgive some bits of aging, haven't you? I do think it helps though, and using it at night, because of course you can use your hand creams in the day, but you're forever washing your hands or washing up or doing this, that or the other. At night time you can put it on. It's the last thing I do before I close my eyes. Hand cream on. I might get up in the night once or twice, but usually only once. So, and that's probably after a few hours. So it's the longest time of day. I'm going to tell you my nighttime habits. Longest time of day I'm going to have hand cream on for. I should remember to put it on after doing that, shouldn't I? Anyway, right, I'm going to pause for a minute because I'm going really dry on the lips again, which is interesting because the next product can probably help me, but I do need a sip of water first. I'll be back in a sec. Right, the next product is by Hello Sunday, upside down. It's the one for your lips, SPF 50 clear lip balm. This is 10 mils, a full size, worth £10. Laura says, I'm never without at least 3 lip balms in my handbag at all times, but this one's replacing them all this summer as it has the added benefit of an SPF 50 in it, because lips need protection from the sun too. It glides on to give a gorgeous, glossy, non-sticky finish. It's also enriched with shea butter, hyaluronic acid to lock in hydration. You apply it generously to your lips half an hour before sun exposure. Reapply every 2 hours or after eating or drinking if sooner. Wear on its own for a natural invisible finish or over your favourite lip colour for a finishing layer of protection. Now I do have this already here, and I also have a tinted version of this in I think it's mauve or something, but this is the one that I take out if I'm going on my walks in the countryside, because when I first started doing that, I went on a really hot day for my first walk that I did, and I did burn my lips, but it was just above, well, probably right on the lip line actually, which I guess is where you wouldn't, it's the highest point of your lips. And so after that, I made sure that I took balms. But recently, I have been taking this one because it is SPF 50. So it's a really great one to have. And because it's got no colour, no tint on it. There it is somewhere. You can just do it as you're walking along. If I was doing a tinted one, I'd just end up with colour all over my face. But, you know, I can walk, I don't know, down by the canal towpath or whatever and just get this out and just... And it doesn't matter if I go over my lip line. In fact, usually I do that on purpose. I will just go above my lip line because that's where the sun's going to get me. So this is great. Now I already have it and there is quite a lot of it left. This one I am going to put in the advent calendar that I am making up for myself, which I mentioned a couple of videos ago that I've started doing, because I'm looking for little extras to put in there, and this one I think is a great one. So yeah, I'll be happy to do that because I do intend to continue the walking through the rest of the year, even in the winter. And then you're using things like that against wind damage, aren't you? So even if there's no sun, there's probably going to be plenty of wind around. Okay, the final product in here. Now this is the reason that I wanted the box. Having said that, it's not the only reason, because I do like all of the products in here really, but this was what made me think, oh well, I've got to get that. It's a fragrance. This is Sentier Eau de Parfum in the scent Mirabel, 10 mils, a travel size, worth £32. Laura says it's not often practical to carry around a full-size bottle of perfume in your handbag, which is why travel-size spritzes such as this one are so useful. So Mirabel is a French ski resort, and the brand describes this fragrance as a tribute to the enchanting snow-capped mountain villages nestled in Switzerland, where the holiday spirit dances in the crisp alpine air. Every spritz is a soft winter's kiss, where snowflakes gently grace your eyelashes, and the chilly breeze whispers secrets of the village. Top notes of heliotrope, reminiscent of soft snowflakes in a silver sky, harmonise with white flowers and jasmine, mirroring frost-kissed petals. As the fragrance evolves, heart notes of patchouli and amber create layers of intricate depth. Base notes, vanilla, entwined with sandalwood and musk, evoke mystery of the snow-crowned forests. I apologise, I murdered that flipping reading, didn't I? I was trying to do it so well as well. But anyway, I don't think this smells of that at all. This smells to me of summer. It's really summery. And so when they were talking about it being winter, snowflakes, I was thinking, no, it smells like summer and beaches and suntan lotion and all that sort of thing to me. What do you think? If you've had it, tell me what you think, but that's what it really smells like. Now I can get the heliotrope. I looked up what that smells like. I love AI because it just comes up with an immediate answer to practically everything I ask these days. And it said that's quite sweet and powdery, like a little bit vanilla-y. And I thought, yeah, that's what the first smell of this. My lid was ever so slightly loose, so when I got this out of the box I could smell it straight away, and it was very sweet, which often will put me off perfume. I don't like it being too sweet. This does start very, very sweet, but it just evolves into a beautiful summer beachy fragrance. I'm totally wrong, but you know, I'll give it another spritz. It's in my elbows because I did have a different one on earlier today, so I wasn't sure. I was meeting somebody, so I wasn't sure I was going to like this. This is its first outing today. I wish I had put it on because I do like it a lot. Yeah, the first bit, actually, that smells better than it did earlier today. I don't know whether it's mingling with the bit that's already on there, but it smells like it's got a vanilla but a fruitiness to it as well. I don't know. It's really low. I'm going to have to pause and check it's the right one because it just smells so different to what they were saying it evoked memories of for me. I'll be back in a sec. It just surprises me because, yeah, it's beachy. It's beautiful. It's a really good summer perfume. So I love it. I love that a lot. Good box for me. Setting powder, maybe not so. I may keep it. I haven't decided what to do with it yet because I often keep them in my makeup collection because, you know, you just got to. Or I do sometimes give them to friends, so I will see if someone wants it. Otherwise, I will just keep it in my collection. Then we get the beautiful brush, which I love this. It feels nice. It's got a smooth feel to it as well. It's very light. It's a light one. So good for carrying around actually in your makeup bag because it is nice and light. Then we've got the Bloom and Blossom. Had this before. Great hand cream. Always good to have. Hello Sunday lip balm. It's a nice clear one. Good for if you like me and you go out and about walking and just want to do it quickly on the go without a mirror. And of course the beautiful perfume, which I'm very pleased about. That's it really. Good box for me this time. Wasn't sure when I first saw it in the preview, but it's better in person. So what have I been up to? I have had a big week in that last weekend I went to my nephew's wedding in Devon and it was fabulous. And this is the nephew. If you've been watching me for a while, you might remember last year one of my nephews was very poorly and I asked for positive energy and prayers and good things to be sent my way for him. And thank goodness, thank God, thank everyone, thank you as well for sending those positive wishes, because he did recover and got married and it was so lovely. And in his speech, he had to have an operation at the time when he was poorly and he was scared before that. And he said what kept him going and what made him feel so much stronger before the operation, because, you know, it's horrible, isn't it? It was quite a serious one as well, was imagining him making the speech to his bride. And he said it in his speech, of course. So the place was in absolute floods of tears. It was one of the most emotional moments ever. But she was just a complete diamond during that whole time. There, wouldn't leave his side, you know, her family were fabulous as well. And yeah, to see them make it to the wedding and get married and do their thing and be so happy, the looks on their faces, you can't bottle it, honestly. It's just amazing. I don't know if that's a saying, you can't bottle it. I don't think it is. I think I meant I wish you could bottle it, because if you could bottle that kind of happiness, we'd be making a fortune. So yeah, that was that. And it was a beautiful wedding in Devon and it was all on this one place, and you walked to the chapel and you walked back and the weather held out. I did a little bit of my manifestation for weather and I don't know whether that worked, but it did. The weather did do what I would have liked it to do. So, you know, that's something I'm going to show you at the end, is how I'm going to help you try and manifest some stuff if I can. But yeah, it was fabulous and everything about it was just perfect. And I hope that they had the best day ever. I'm sure they did. And we'll just wish them lots of joy and happiness and luck in the rest of their lives. So that was what I got up to. It was fab. And I saw my family and my nephews, their girlfriends, my niece, my great niece, lots, my brother, obviously, my sister-in-law, who I love very much. And we just had a lovely family time. So it was a fab time. The other thing I was going to show you today is, if I can do it quickly, and I don't know whether I'll be able to do it quickly, but I'll give it a good go, is someone did ask what makeup I use. Now, my makeup today is not looking great. It's been like this all day. I forgot to use a setting spray. Should have done that and didn't. But yeah, it is what it is. This is me at the end of a long day. But I'm still going to tell you what I use. So I always use either a powder or a sort of brow liner, liquid brow product, different ones for that. Then I always use the same product under my eyebrows and in the corners. I have changed it on occasion, but I always come back to the same thing. And you might recognise this because this we got in a beauty box ages ago. I think it was Glossy Box. Now I know you probably shouldn't keep powders for as long as I do, but if you find one that really, really works for you, you can't help it, can you? And this is what it looks like. It is just a highlighter kind of shadow, but it's a lovely one because it's very light. So I'm going to put it there and you can see how light that is. So that's what I use under there and right in the corner. Then after the corner bit, I usually use a gold kind of highlighter, and this varies. So I've got one in a palette from Vive, I've got one that I use from Iconic London, and various ones. It just depends what's near to me on the day. And then my favourite go-to palette at the moment, and it does change a little bit, but most of the time at the moment, I'm using this butterfly one from Revolution. And I think we got this in a box. I can't remember which box, but it was definitely this summer because I remember telling you about it. And then ever since then, I've been using it. So the colours I've been using, you can probably tell that one there. And I use that. I always do them in sort of lines, vertical lines, and then blend together. So I put that one in first, and then this one here next to it, just half a line then. Blend it all together. Then in the middle, I put a gold one, and I tend to use the gold that I've used in the corner. So often it will be the one that I've got in a palette from Vive, but other ones too. I have used this one as well, you can probably tell. And then at the moment, I'm finishing it off with a purple because I just think it's nice and bright and summery. When it comes to autumn, winter, I'll probably go back to what I was doing last year, which was using oranges and reds. But I do like the pink and purple at the moment. And I have been trying blues occasionally. I might try one when I do a video next. I don't know. I'm not sure about the blue. I might try it, see what you think. Anyway, then I do an eyeliner. This will depend. I've got loads of them. So I can use pencils, I'll use liquid eyeliners, whatever I've got really. Sometimes I'll even use a wet brush with pat eyeshadow. Not very often, but sometimes I do. Then I move on to the face. You would think I'm going to say mascara next, but I don't. I do mascara last. But I go on to the face next. So I always do my eyeshadow before I do my face. And then I use primers. They honestly depending on what skincare I've used often. You know, if I've used like an oilier skincare, I might use a grippier primer. But I've got lots of primers, so it really does depend. And then I always use this, and I've bought this. This is a Borean CC Red Correct. I have red in my skin, a lot of red. This is the best product that I've ever found for dealing with that. It's fabulous, and I am always with it. I never run out, and I think I got this, it was on offer in Boots, so I got a big version. Definitely worth the money that is. The foundation I use, I do use a concealer. Well, it's kind of a concealer. It's the one I got in Toil. It's a Gatineau under eye concealer thing, and it's really good. So I use that under my eyes. I should have brought that upstairs, but I forgot about that. Then my foundation is Il Maquillage. It's 040. I use it. I really should change the shade in the winter. I always look a bit orangey in the winter because I probably should change the shade. This works really well in the summer when I'm using self-tan. And in most of the winter, I do still use self-tan, but probably around about January to February, I stop using self-tan. It's part of my SAD when I get a bit sad in the winter months, and I just don't want to put self-tan on because that reminds me of summer, and summer's so far away. But this, so I wear this in the winter, and it does probably not the right shade, but it works well in the summer, and it does go on well. It usually lasts all day. It's lasted okay today. I didn't put my setting spray on, and I use Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray, which is the best that I've found for me. And if I wear those two together, brilliant. And if I've got a brilliant primer, which my favourite sort of primer to use actually is if I use the Bobbi Brown, oh God, I can't think what it's called, but it's the one where it's like a moisturiser and primer. It's all in one. I've said it before on here. It's just brilliant. That Il Makiage goes on so well over the top of it. And then a bit of the Urban Decay, that makeup, that's what I used at the wedding. I'm croaking now. I'm going to stop. I'm talking too much. I'm going to have a drink. I'll be back in a sec. It's very dry in this room. That's the problem. I'm still croaking. I'll just carry on for a little bit and see how we get on. So then I use, now in the old days, we didn't call it contour. We did it, but we didn't call it that. I just called it bronzer, blusher, highlighter. So my bronzer that I use, and I use this here, I follow the natural kind of, I've got a sort of a shadowy sort of line there anyway. So I just follow that and use this. This is Il Makiage. No, it isn't. It's Illamasqua, 2 ILs. It's Illamasqua. Now, this is a bronzer with a colour corrector in it. I can't remember what it's called, but I think they do still have it on their website. And that's what I use, just a fluffy brush in there and just follow the line that I can see about here. Then I always use most of the time, I say always, not always, but most of the time use a liquid blush. And I have lots of these to choose from. They're in a little plastic container, and I just use different ones each time. And I just use it, I do the old, then dab it there, and brush it in. And then finally, I finish with a little bit of highlighter, and I try and do it around here. And at the moment, my favourite one to use is this one by Hourglass. I do use another one by Illamasqua as well, and that's that one. This, you'll see, is very different to the one that I use on my eyes. It's a bit more, it's more subtle. I don't want it to be too blingy, particularly because I don't want it to get in my fine lines around my eyes. So that's kind of what I use. Mascaras, I've got lots to choose from at the moment. I like ones that sort of separate and have, if they say they've got things like beeswax or something like that in where you can feel that the formula has that separating, nutritious sort of feel to it, and I can actually, it smells a bit like honey, those ones. And I like Bobbi Brown as well, Smoky Eye Mascara. There's a few that I like. I think today I'm wearing Delilah. I do like this, but it has got a chunkier brush. I prefer a thin tapered brush for my mascara. And that's it really. Lip liners and lipsticks, again, I've got loads, so it just depends on a day-to-day basis. So I don't know whether you're interested in that. Sorry if I bored you to tears there, but someone did ask, so I thought I would say. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I don't know what I'm doing next week. I haven't got any ones that I've planned to get for next week, so there might not be one. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do this week is send you a bit of energy that I'm hoping, so I just need to build it up slightly, I'm hoping will give you the ability to do a bit of manifestation. I do lots of manifestation, not for money or material things. I do it for other people. And I do it for little things like parking spaces. If I'm coming up to a roundabout that I don't like in the car, I always ask for it to be clear. And I always ask for, you know, the one thing that it doesn't work on is traffic lights. I often ask for them to be green, but that doesn't seem to work for some reason. But the things at roundabouts works, the parking spaces work, and the weather. which is a good one. So that's what I'm going to send you now. So use this manifesting positive energy and just see what you can do with it. Have a go. Don't ask for material things though, because I don't think it will work, because it's never worked for me. I have tried. But you could ask for it for something for someone else as well if you want. But just things like parking spaces or no traffic or good weather. Have a go. See if it works. I can feel it coming towards you right now. And hopefully that will work. Let me know how you get on. Let me know if it does work. Anyway, I'm going to send you loads of love, more positive healing energy, and I'll see you again here soon.